Hello, Kentucky. Mark Pope said something unexpected about Pitino. He's the captain, and that's very interesting when it comes to Kentucky and unexpected, of course. If you're a Pope fan, subscribe to the channel. Let's go. In a college basketball scene, few traditions carry as much weight and expectation as Kentucky basketball. The pressure to win is not just an ambition. It's almost a sacred commandment. In this boiling cauldron of passion and demand, Mark Pope was chosen to lead the Wildcats into their new era. And by all indications, he seems to have arrived prepared to embrace the magnitude of this challenge with humility, wisdom, and the lessons learned directly under the legendary leadership of Rick Pitino. In his first year leading the team, Pope has already left impressive marks. The coach, whose previous career includes stints at Utah Valley and BYU, now finds himself at the epicenter of college basketball, where every game can be decisive and every loss reverberates like thunder in Big 12 arenas and on national tournament stages. This year, Kentucky tied the all-time record for wins against teams ranked in the top 15, something achieved only twice before in the history of the sport. It's a colossal feat, but it's also a stark reminder that regular success is just a prelude to the real test, the postseason. Pope knows this better than anyone. He's faced criticism throughout his career about his ability to shine when the lights are on brightest. His previous tournament runs have been marked by moments of disappointment, early exits, and unfulfilled promise. But when he took over at Kentucky, he brought with him not only a vibrant, engaging style of play, but also a mindset shaped by his own experiences as a player in the program's golden years. It was under Rick Pitino's tutelage that Pope learned some of his most valuable lessons about how to thrive under pressure. He tells a particularly telling story about the magical 1996 season, when Kentucky reached the national championship game after years of relentless pursuit. On that occasion, Pitino surprises players by avoiding rousing speeches or emotional appeals on the eve of the decisive game. Instead, he simply said, "We put on film." That phrase encapsulates a powerful philosophy, trusting in the process built over the season, without the need for dramatic reinventions at crucial moments. For Pope, that approach resonates deeply today as he guides his own players toward the playoffs. In Pope's view, the key is to make every game a monumental event, regardless of the opponent. From the start of the season, he emphasized that even games against teams considered cupcakes should be treated as if they were Champions Classic matchups. That constant level of intensity creates an environment where no moment feels bigger than the next, thereby neutralizing the pressure typical of playoff games. His players are being trained to see each matchup as the most important, reducing the anxiety that often accompanies do-or-die tournaments. This mindset reflects not only Pitino's legacy, but also the essence of Kentucky basketball itself. Consistent excellence, day in and day out. With a bigger platform and access to elite talent, Pope has the opportunity to prove that his methodology goes beyond theory. He's already demonstrated a knack for getting the most out of his players during the regular season. But now it's up to him to translate that success to the stage where legends are made, the NCAA tournament. The journey begins in Nashville, but it could extend far beyond. Kentucky enters the postseason with renewed confidence, fueled by the hard work and discipline Pope has instilled. His team doesn't need to reinvent itself. They just need to keep doing what they've done so well thus far. Every shot, defense, and pass is part of a carefully crafted process that culminates at this point in the season. There's something poetically symmetrical about Pope returning to Kentucky as a coach, guiding the same blue uniforms he wore decades ago. He brings with him the experience of having been on the other side, feeling the same pressure his players are facing now. And perhaps most importantly, he brings with him the lessons of a master tactician who knew how to keep his cool when everyone around him expected chaos. It's clear now that Mark Pope isn't just trying to win games. He's trying to redefine the culture within the program. And we want to see that evolve. What about our new recruit, Malachi Moreno? He showed exactly why he is considered one of the greatest talents in Kentucky youth basketball. The future Wildcat led the Great Crossing Warhawks to a dramatic victory over the Frederick Douglass Broncos in the 11th Regional Final, earning the team a spot in the state's Sweet 16 for the second consecutive year. The night was marked by a historic performance by Moreno, who recorded a spectacular triple-double, 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 blocks, becoming the undisputed protagonist of the game. In front of a vibrant crowd in Lexington, the game began with Great Crossing dominating the action. The Warhawks built a comfortable lead for much of the match, leading by double digits in the fourth quarter. However, as is often the case in decisive games, the tension took hold in the final minutes. Frederick Douglass, fueled by turnovers and mistakes by Great Crossing, closed the gap and even had a chance to win in the decisive seconds. But thanks to the Warhawks' resilient defense and the Broncos' lack of accuracy on the final shot, the ball fell where it belonged, into Great Crossing's hands. Moreno, named Region 11 MVP after the game, was the driving force behind his team. In addition to his impressive numbers, he patrolled the paint with authority, denying crucial attempts and effectively controlling the offensive tempo. He made 8 of 10 field goals, demonstrating lethal accuracy when it mattered most. Despite a few missed free throws in the closing stages, his overall contribution was undeniable. Malachi is special, Coach Steve Page said after the final whistle. He has this unique ability to change the game with his hands, whether it's scoring, defending, or just being a leader on the court. Today, he carried us on his back. Moreno's performance was complemented by Morehead State commit Vince Dawson, who scored 17 points and grabbed 7 rebounds. Together, they formed a devastating duo that kept Great Crossing competitive even in the most adversity-laden moments. Defensively, the Warhawks were equally impressive, holding Frederick Douglass to just 33.8% shooting and stifling the Broncos from the perimeter, who made just 4 of 25 three-point attempts. Tuesday's game brought back vivid memories of last season, when Great Crossing also needed a heroic performance to defeat Lexington Catholic and secure its first-ever Sweet 16 berth. That time, a shot at the end of the clock sealed the thrilling qualification. Now, under extreme pressure again, the Warhawks prove they are ready to handle the heat of the playoffs. It's like we're living that moment all over again, Moreno reflected after the game. We knew it was going to be tough because Douglass is a very good team. They don't give up. In the end, it was all about who wanted it more. Despite the challenges, there's something unique about this Great Crossing team. They seem to thrive under pressure, turning every obstacle into fuel to push forward. For head coach Steve Page, though, there's room for improvement. I wish I could win one of these without stressing so much in the last few minutes, he joked. But honestly, these kids have heart. They know how to fight until the end. With a win, Great Crossing now turns its attention to the 2025 UK Healthcare Boys Basketball Sweet 16, scheduled to take place at the iconic Rupp Arena from March 26th to 29th. It will be an even bigger test for the Warhawks, who are looking to overcome their exit in the state tournament semifinals last season, when they fell to Lyon County, led by Travis Perry, now a Kentucky point guard. The goals are clear for Great Crossing. Avoid the costly mistakes against Douglass and stay focused amid the electric atmosphere at Rupp Arena. Moreno, whose recruitment to Kentucky has already generated high expectations, will be a key player in that journey. His versatility and ability to impact the game in multiple ways make him a constant threat to any opponent. While St. Xavier is considered one of the favorites to win the state title, Great Crossing has reason to believe it can do some damage. With an experienced roster, strong leadership in Moreno, and the lessons learned from the previous campaign, the Warhawks enter the tournament with renewed confidence. What can Pope expect from this guy in the near future? I want to see what you think. Let me know in the comments.